Well, Crystal, obviously someone don't want to hear Crystal's testimony, okay? Let me take my glasses off because this has to get real serious. Okay? Now, we done did this for the third time. Now, I done had technical difficulties before, but not like this. Let me take a sip of my juice.
Okay, so I can hear
Girl,
now.
she must be coming with the tea, hunty. Somebody on here don't want you to give your testimony, Jesus Christ. Can you hear me?
Hey, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I'm saying somebody big mad for your interview today.
I don't know why it's so low. I'm up, but
I don't want to remove the mic anymore because the mic, when I moved it, it muted me. So let's just work through it. We're going to get through it because I'm not sure why it's so low. Now it done muted the mic again. Can you hear me better?
I can hear you. No, it's the same, but I can still hear you though.
Okay. So this is Crystal. We're not even going to touch a button, Crystal, because we don't want Crystal to get knocked off anymore, okay?
Right.
We can ask the audience, can they hear us? If somebody's on here, we can read the comments to see if they can hear us nice and clear. But Crystal, let everybody know where you're from and how you got started.
Okay, so I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm a St. Louisan. And I'm a celebrity makeup artist. And basically how I got my business started, I can remember back when I was in St. Louis and I was that girly type of girl, you know, that wanted uh to just be in the spotlight all the time. I used to go to Mac. Remember Mac makeup was like the
Yes.
popping thing back in the day. And I used to go get my makeup done all the time. And I just liked the whole vibe of how they were dressed in black, how the music was just popping and just how artistic they was. And I just wanted to like be like them. And so at the time I was like, you know, single mother, 3 boys, broke. And I wanted to teach myself how to do makeup. I wanted to go to school, but I couldn't afford to go to school. And so somebody introduced me to the world of YouTube, and I started YouTubing everything. And I learned and I practiced and I bought everything that they said, the products, the brushes, everything. And I just started practicing on myself. I was my own model at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And someone told me, they was like, you good enough to start doing people. And I was like, no, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with women and, you know, and their attitudes, whatever, because what if I mess up?
Mm-hmm.
And we decided to put some flyers out there. At this time, I'm in Detroit. I started to put some flyers out there. It just caught on, just word of mouth. And I was, you know, hot in Detroit. And then I had to uproot and leave here, leave there and come here. And I manifested some stuff and stuff just took off. I mean, it just really took off. And I started doing makeup here and I got huge.
Mm. Now, to everybody who might don't know your story, here is Charlotte, North Carolina. Just so everybody know, I mean, I know you personally. You did my makeup for my wedding. But for everybody who really don't know what here is, that she means Charlotte, North Carolina. So you merged on and you moved to Charlotte. And then how did you start doing Fantasia? Because was she your first person?
She was my first, well, she wasn't my first celebrity. She was my first big celebrity. I had did a couple of small time celebrities. I don't want to call them small time, but if you know the gospel group Mary Mary, I had did their little
Yeah.
sister. Came down here. They had a Kojic, you know, like a big church event down here. And I came down here and I did her makeup and I was, you know, trying to get here to get a feel for Charlotte because I was trying to find a home base
Mm-hmm.
from Detroit and did her makeup. And then I moved down here and I was looking for a short hairstylist because my hair is short.
Mm-hmm.
And I found Dorikas. And Dorikas is a longtime friend of Fantasia. And I started going to him for my hair. And my whole thing was that I'm going to get in his chair and I'm going to give him the meat and potatoes of who I am and let him know that I wanted to do Fantasia. Well, I had to basically win his trust, and I did. And then he called me one day and was like, it's Fantasia's birthday. She's doing a photo shoot, and I want you to do her makeup. And so I was like, yeah. And I went and did her makeup, and she fell in love with me. Um, the first time I did her makeup, she was like, "Your spirit is so good. You were the only one to get my foundation right, match my color right and everything." And before I could get off of her driveway, they gave me a call and was like, "Man, she wants you to be her regular makeup artist." And so that's what happened. And I was her regular makeup up until the time she had the baby. But because of that, that grew my business to where I ended up starting doing other celebrities. Like other celebrities started trusting me to do their makeup, and I got a lot of business just from the general public.
That's how it normally works, though. It's normally, oh, when you do somebody famous or you become famous or something, that everybody wants you. Well, kudos for that. You know what I mean? Because I know that you are really passionate about what you do, and how you do it, and you always want it to look good. You take pride in doing people faces. What is it? What's your makeup line? What's your makeup thing called?
It's about face makeup artistry. I came up with that name when I was in Detroit. At that name, because
Now I
it's like
can't
a
hear you.
military name, like about face. And it was just something that just came to mind, and I ended up getting with some people in Detroit. Like I had a hairstylist in Detroit, a couple of hairstylists that was telling me, you need to come professional. You need to have the cape that has your name on it. You need to come up with a logo. You need to come with your light and your chair and all of that. If you're gonna show up, you need to show up professional. Because when I first got started, I was just going to people houses and doing them in like the kitchen table chair, and I was good, but presentation means everything. So
That's
I
right.
purchased those things. I invested in myself, got my chair, got my light, got my case, and it just took off from there. And that's how I show up now. I show up, professional. I make people feel like celebrities in the chair. And I do a good job at what I do.
Yes, you do. So I wanted to ask you. So I know you had you grew your Instagram organically, and sad enough, someone thought that they would be smart to take it from you. So you had to go on the news and rebuild it again. So let everybody know who, like, even for the likes of myself or somebody else who might be an entrepreneur, how they can just get so many people to follow them on a social media platform. Is it because you did live videos, or is it you just kept posting every day?
Well, it wasn't necessarily social media. Social media was a part of it at first. I won't say it was a big part of it, but what I did was is that I to a lot of different events. I started promoting myself and marketing myself by doing bridal shows. I started doing like advertisements and doing before and afters. That is what sold my business because, like right now, I don't have any makeup. And then when people see me and they're like, oh my God, that's you. Well, this is how I am 28 days out of a month. You got 31 days out of a month. I make my face up like once a month. People see me always on social media with my whole face made up, but I'm really comfortable in my own skin. I'm not one of those type of makeup artists that I feel like I have to be made up every day, all day. Um, I go to work like this. No lashes, no foundation, no nothing. And I started posting myself. I started posting like before and afters. I just started just going out to different networks and passing out business cards and going to beauty supply stores and leaving flyers and stuff like that just to get to know who I was. I had to knock on a few doors. I ended up contacting Channel 9 News here. I wanted to give back, to the community. I'm like, how can I get back to the community? So what I did was I contacted one of the centers for abuse and battered women because I experienced that. And I know that abuse and battered women, they go through a self-esteem issue. After you've been through so much trauma, you don't feel beautiful. So I went to one of the centers and got like 3 different candidates and had Channel 9 come out there and cover it. And they put it on the news for people to get to know me. I contacted radio stations, asking, can I, get a free 5 minutes of where I can like say who I am and give them the meat and potatoes of what I do. You have to knock on doors and let people know who you are, because I always say that if you're sitting in the house and you're doing things in your home or you're doing things in your shop, if you're not letting people know who you are and what you do, they're not going to know who you are.
That's right.
So that's what I did. I just got out there and I just networked and put myself out there in those brackets where people who I am and what I do.
That's good, because I think networking is a good thing. You do the before and after, and so do my twin sister, and that's how she gets a lot of her business. Because people be like, "Wow, it went from a blank room to like to something beautiful." So you're basically showing them a blank canvas, and then you're just showing them like after it's all done. Now, do you have to? Now, I know you give classes and things like that, but did you have to? What made you start doing the classes that you have started now?
As an
Wait, I
entrepreneur,
can't hear you real quick.
always thinking about
I can't hear you.
money makers. How can you
To me?
benefit from the revenue? And there's a lot of women out here that have no clue of how to do their makeup. They don't know their shades. They don't know what brands to buy. They don't know what tools. They don't know the techniques. And so I started wanting to teach women how to make their own stuff.
Hear anything you said, but I'm pretty sure you said a lot. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I couldn't hear anything you said, and I was muted. The oh, freaking blue app.
You were
Come on.
muted. Okay, so what I was saying was is that I get a real enjoyment out of making another woman feel beautiful about herself and
Mm-hmm.
teaching her how to do basic makeup, because you know you can go to a makeup artist, don't get me wrong, but sometimes we get into positions where we don't have a makeup artist and they need to know how to do a basic eyebrow, how they need to do like a basic makeup or whatever. And I teach them that to be independent on that. So that's the reward I get. Like I said, I get all types of walks of life that come and sit in my chair. They could be going through depression, they could be going through a divorce, they can go through some type of a loss. And when they sit in my chair and I'm done, they get up feeling more powerful, more of a positive woman. And that's the enjoyment that I get out of it. So,
That's good. That's good.
yeah.
I love that. I love that. I love that. So I know you get a lot of things from you get a lot of people from word of mouth. Is that true? Like a lot of work because I found you from Naomi's page. I never even knew who you was, and then you did her makeup for whatever event she had, and then here I am in your inbox nagging the heck out of you for my wedding, and then I mean you're my friend now, you know what I mean? I come to your house and stuff like that. So we grew from just you did doing my makeup to now you're my friend. So you say you don't wear makeup, you don't need any makeup. And when people, I can see why Fantasia said that you had a beautiful spirit, because you truly do. And it's for people to know you physically to understand what I'm talking about, right? You are very humble and you come from humble beginnings. And there's a lot of people that might be, oh, I do Fantasia and I did time, and then they get so big headed. But at the end of the day, you still remain humble and remember where you come from. So that's what I really care so much about you, that you stayed humble. Now I don't know if you want to touch on your son. If you don't want to touch on it, that's fine. If you do, then we could touch on it.
Well, I
No.
will touch on him because he is a big part of my success. So, without getting emotional,
Yeah, don't get
um,
him up. The only reason,
I'm
let
not,
me not to cut you off.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
I
get
don't
to
want you
boohooing on
crying though.
here.
I don't want you
But for
crying.
those that don't know, I lost my son. He was murdered 2 years ago, March 16, 2021. Um, he his spirit is my big motivator. I know that my son would have wanted me to be successful, and all of the blessings have been coming ever since he passed away. Um, the year that he passed away, I went through a lot of loss. I lost his father to COVID 6 months before he was killed. He died at home in the bed from COVID. Totally handsome, healthy man. It was just really just a big shock. And then this was in St. Louis, Missouri. I was living here. And then I lost my son, 6 months, his son, after that. And no, I didn't fold. A lot of people was asking me, they was like, how do you do it? Like, how do you keep just going through and just, just like living day to day, and you just lost a whole child. He was my youngest baby. And I was just like, I don't know. I have to keep myself busy. And I'm just going hard for him because I wanted to make him proud. So, it's a whole campfire story about his death and all of the blessings that I have been getting. But I really think that my son is my guardian angel. I feel like all of the blessings was coming because I always picture him sitting on God's lap, as a young child. Because when he comes to me as a little boy. He was 20 years old when he was killed, but he always comes to me as like a 9 or 10-year-old. And I always picture him sitting on God's lap saying, bless my mommy, because all of these blessings was just coming. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
it's gotta be Cortland. It's gotta be Cortland. And there were a lot of signs that I had that just like was like connected to him. And so I went through a depression period because, even as somebody that people view as someone that's successful and got it going on, and they see all of the positive things on social media, they don't know that behind closed doors and when the lights are off and the clients are gone and the work is done, that we we suffer and we grieve in silence. And that's what I was doing. And I wasn't living up to my fullest potential. Like I didn't have the drive to do anything. And I went through a lot last year. And so this year I promised myself and I promised God and I promised him that I would live out my goals. It was that I set certain goals and I said every quarter of the year, every 3 months of 2023 that I'm going to obtain the goals that I didn't um, try to do last year because I was just in a deep funk,
And
you know.
it's okay to be in a funk, Crystal. It was okay to be in a
Yeah,
funk.
yeah. When you lose a child, you feel like he was that child was snatched from your womb, because you still carry him. You still carry your daughter or your son. You still have that connection with them. And I could hear my son's spirit saying, I'm gone, but I'm still here and I want you to do better. And so that's what I did. I had to pick myself up by the bootstraps and I had to just keep going. And all of these blessings been coming. I won awards for Makeup Artist of the Year here in Charlotte. I won twice. I'm up for the third award. Um, just having all of these different opportunities come to me. So I just feel like, my son is my guardian angel and he's definitely guiding me.
I believe he's guiding you, and I know that that's your twin. Because unless somebody seen you post him, then they will understand what I'm talking about. From your beautiful texture of your hair to your whole oval shape of your
Oh.
face. Yeah, so you
Yeah,
have
my
beautiful
baby.
hair, and his hair,
That was
his
my
hair
pretty
was.
boy.
Yes, his hair was banging. You hear me from the pictures.
Yeah.
So I thank you for sharing that. I didn't want you to get so emotional, but you did good. And I thank you for that because people got to understand that in the midst of you losing a child, which a lot of people might have not known that, you still, even though you went through your struggling moments, you still kept pushing and you bounced back stronger and better than ever. You lost all your followers on Instagram. You didn't even you was a little pissed by that. I know you was pissed by that, but you still didn't let that hinder you.
Because I lost my page and my followers. I was gaining my followers. I lost his father. I lost him. I was in a relationship that I lost. It was just a total year of loss. But I thank God to this day that I was still able to carry on and just do what I needed to do. It was just crazy when other people probably would have folded. But if anybody knows me, I know you've been knowing me just for, just a few years, but if you was to ask my mother or my siblings or even my children that are still living, everybody would tell you like she is a matriarch. She always like keep carrying on. She always just like just keeps at it. We have times where we have things that we don't complete, but I'm the type of person that wherever I start, I'm going to complete. It doesn't matter if you complete it now or if you complete it later. Just keep it on your list to keep, what I'm saying, to make sure that you complete those things because I don't know where I get that strength from. I can say that it's from God. I really do. But, just going through everything that I've gone through and being where I come from, like I come from St. Louis. I come from some of the hardest streets in St. Louis. People look at me and be like, oh, she's this pretty girl or whatever. She probably was born with a silver spoon in her mouth, both parents in the family, blah, blah, blah. But, I remember it was times where I didn't even know what I was going to eat. Um, and I seen a lot of crime in my neighborhood in St. Louis. If y'all know St. Louis is rough. I still did not want to be a product of where I came from. You can come from some of the hardest hoods and some of the hardest lifestyles, but you don't have to be a product of where you come from. It's called growth. You will drop off friends, you will drop off acquaintances, you will drop off old boyfriends, whatever it is, you will drop them off as you grow.
Let's talk about it.
And you will succeed if you keep focused, if you stay focused on your goal and the things that you need to do, and God will make it known to you that, you know, this is why I kept you in isolation. This is why I took this person out of your life. This is why you didn't get these opportunities, because God has something better for you. You don't see it at the very moment, but he will present it to you later, and you'll be like, oh my God, now I understand why. So I'm content with that. So when things happen to me, I don't get upset and fret about, you know, oh my God, I don't have that. I always feel like God has something better for me, and that, you know, the prize is at the end of the rainbow. So that's how I live my life. Period.
And that's a good way to be. Plus you're a Leo, so y'all got some little strongness
Oh
in
yeah,
you.
I'm a strong Leo. I'm a true
Yeah.
Leo.
I was talking with sister. We was kind of talking about you, and I said, well, she's just like, my dad's a Leo, and it's a lot of, just a lot of moment. You could tell Leo's got a lot of style. You know what I mean? Even
Oh.
still. Yeah, Leo's got a lot of style, a lot of confidence about themselves. Like, when you walk outside, no, I am it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So that's how
we got to be in the spotlight. We are the spotlight. We are the attention grabbers. But I tell people all the time, when I get dressed up, I don't be thinking about what nobody else doing. I get dressed up because that's the way I want to look, and we can be the center of attention. We can be that spotlight in the room. That's just who we are. We gravitate towards people. We make a strong connection with people, and it works for us. It's not about being conceited.
No.
I don't want y'all to
No,
get conceitedness
you're not conceited at all.
misconstrued with confidence. You, as a woman, as a Black woman, anybody, you need to be confident about who you are and what you can provide and what you have to offer to people. You have to be confident about that. And some people think, oh, well, she conceited, she bragging or whatever. No, it's not. If you feel like you're bragging to people, those are the people that are not supportive of you.
That's right.
You have to, when you tell people about your accomplishments and what you have been through and what you have came from, those are the people that are basically, what I'm saying, need to be in your corner, because they understand all of the things that you went through. Instead of looking at people, we look at social media and we look at all of this stuff, all of the success. You cannot compare yourself to those people, because underneath they are going through something.
That's right.
They are. You just don't know it.
That's right.
I don't post negative stuff about, oh, well, my car got repossessed, or somebody, passed away or whatever. I'm always going to post positive things. The negative things that I go through, I keep private. Just because I feel like some things should be left private. But I'm going to post success because I want to inspire somebody else. It can inspire 100 people, but it might, yeah, it might be an insult to other people. You know what I'm saying? But I don't care about that, because I get a lot of text messages and inboxes to say, you really inspired me. You've been through domestic abuse. You've been through homelessness. You've been through the loss of a child. You inspired me. How did you get through that? So I'm going to keep inspiring people, and I'm going to keep being transparent about my journey from where I came from to where I am now. And the sky is the limit. I don't know what God has in store for me. I'm probably going to take off further than what I'm at, where I'm at now. And I'm ready for that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is.
That you know what, and then you went from, you always say you didn't barely have anything to eat, and you got it from the mud. Bought your own home. Kudos to that. Okay. And you're far from conceited. You're just about the humblest person I know. And I always say that perspective is what people see in you. You know what I mean? All of it's a filter. All of it's a facade. It's a lie. They looking like they happy. They looking like they got it going on in these things. So don't live your life through somebody else's life, because then you're going to be disappointed. Because when they get off of that phone, they're disappointed. Okay. You just don't know their disappointments. So what do you have lined up?
Exactly. So, like with the whole house situation, I built my home,
Mm-hmm.
I designed my home, and it was crazy because this was after the death of my child. These lenders and real estate agents, they were telling me I wasn't going to ever be able to have a home, not even an existing home. But God said, not only is she going to buy a home, she's going to build it to her specifications because I said so.
Amen.
I felt like, oh, well, I'm just going to be in an apartment for the rest of my life, as a middle-aged 40-something-year-old woman. This is just what it's going to be, because my credit says this, my income says that, but God said otherwise. And so
Amen.
that was my indicator that God is on my side, that God has my back. My baby, my deceased baby, was my guardian angel. And I did that, and I still can't believe it. That
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a brand new, home built from the ground up, and and I could look at the sink, I can look at the refrigerator, I can look at the cabinets and say, I designed that, I picked that out. So it's just been an amazing journey for me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever, even I'm talking to people out here, that's listening and that's viewing, don't ever let anyone tell you what you can't do, because God has the last say so.
Amen.
He has the final word about what you can do.
That's
So
right.
don't ever give up on life. Don't ever give up on your dreams and your aspirations. Don't ever give up on that, because God has the final word.
Yes, he does. And if he gave you the vision, he'll give you the provision. And I think that's where a lot of people get gifts and talents misconstrued, because they can see you coming down the timeline and you doing tiny and everybody else. And now I want to be a celebrity makeup artist, but that ain't they calling. You see what I'm saying? And that's where a lot of people get their lives in stagnant mode, because they trying to follow behind somebody else when that ain't their mission. So kudos for you for never giving up, and I don't see you giving up anytime soon. I made one of your award shows before, which was really really nice. Thank you for inviting me, and I know your the first one, yeah, the first one. Yep. Here and here in Charlotte. And I know that you're gonna keep winning them, winning them, winning them, because the more you do it, the more better you get, and the more people can see like your talent and your growth. For you to be self-taught, I know that, but a lot of people wouldn't have known that you were definitely self-taught. So let everybody know like what you have coming up. Do you have any special things coming up, or anybody that we might know that you'll be doing?
Yes, makeup wise, I have a YouTube channel out there. I will provide the link, because I don't know if I can provide the link here, but um, I have a girlfriend who is very, very, very successful with her.
You
You
see me
already
nodding
know
my head like
Ashley
if I could
Savine.
take
That's
my
my
head off and put
baby.
it back,
That's
very
my best
successful.
friend. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She yes, she's very successful. So she has been my best friend and my coach. She motivated me for the last year or so to come out with my own YouTube channel. So I will provide the link on my after this podcast or whatever, and let you guys know to subscribe. I need 1,000 subscribers and so many watch hours to start monetizing. um I set goals for myself that I didn't pursue last year, just because of depression and everything that I was going through. So this year I promised myself that I was going to do something every quarter of the year. So the first 3 months of the year, I said I was going to get into the YouTube, and I launched that. And I've been working on that. And so far, like within the first 2 or 3 weeks, I got 700 and something subscribers, and I need 1,000. So that's been out there. The second quarter of the year, I want to start working on my Airbnbs. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to have my Airbnbs. And then the third quarter, I said that I was going to come out with my own brush line,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm so busy teaching on Sundays other women how to do their makeup. And instead of telling them like to go to uh Ulta Beauty or Sephora to go buy these brushes, why not have my own brush line? And what prompted that is that I know you love Fantasia.
Well,
One time I
Fantasia
went
is
to
my
Fantasia's
spiritual sister,
house.
my sister in spirit. Fantasia is my
I know.
sister. Okay, shout out to Fantasia. Okay, go
Yeah.
proceed. I'm sorry.
No, one time I went to her house and I forgot my brushes. I had to do her for a production that she was doing in her kitchen, and I forgot my brushing, and it was the most embarrassing thing that I ever experienced. I had to run home and go get these brushes, but I came back and made it right and got it together. But I was thinking the whole time, I'm like, what if I would have had an emergency kit
Mm-hmm.
um of the brushes that we use? We have hundreds of brushes.
Mm-hmm.
But when I look at what I use, I probably use like 8 to 10 brushes for a
Mm-hmm.
face.
Yeah.
According, along with a beauty blender. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why don't I come with some brushes and make it as an emergency kit and market it like that? Because you have makeup artists, we get on planes, things get lost, um, luggage get lost. You cannot go to Walgreens
Mm-mm.
and go get those
I
brushes.
know.
So what if I had came up, yeah, what if I came up with that? So I'm working on that. And then what else am I working on? The last quarter of the year, I just want to take classes. Now, as far as touching on classes, everybody say you self-taught, you good enough, you don't need, yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
As a professional, whatever you do, I don't care if it's hair, I don't care if it's tattoos, I don't care if it's makeup, I don't care what you do. It's always great to take classes from other professionals because you can always use a new technique, new tools, new products. You can always find out what you can do differently. And that's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do makeup good, but I feel like I can be great with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll pay to fly out to Houston. I don't care if it's in Europe. Whatever I can do to get along one side aside of my um makeup artists that I follow and that I look up to. If I can learn 2 or 3 things from that, because at one point, like with contouring,
Mm-hmm.
I was taking the contour brush and I was going in a circular motion. And I took a class in Houston with one of K. Michelle's artists. And she was like, no, sis, you need to lift up, because that's going to make the face look lifted and younger. I was doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, well, the way you're doing it, you're going to make the face look droopy. You have to lift to make sure. See, that was worth the $500-600 that I
Mm-hmm.
paid, because I was doing things wrong. And so then I'll learn that from that person or from that particular artist, and I'll take it back and I would add my little own my own style to it, or my own little stink on it, and
Mm-hmm.
make it my signature. So it's always good to learn from other people. Don't ever think that you're too good that you can't
That's
learn,
right.
because people still do makeup like they do it in the 80s
Mm-hmm.
or the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Makeup changes. Like personally, I think that wings are out of style. Those Nicki Minaj
You
wings,
mean these
they
things
out
that
of
come out the
style.
corner of your eye?
Yeah, yeah,
I
that
don't
that
like that,
that
but
right there.
yeah, yeah.
I think that I think that that's a fad. Certain things are a fad, so you always can afford to learn from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And investing in yourself to learn is basically, if you could take a 1 or 2 classes a year
Mm-hmm.
to perfect your craft, it's definitely worth it.
That's true. So you got to study thyself, approve. When I did music, he made me listen to Smokey Robinson because I was a poet to to do my craft and writing better. So I definitely agree with that. And let me tell you something, okay? I know I met Fantasia. She had my book, but what you are such a love. You took clothes over there for me, and for me to see her pregnant and she wore there's nothing like a sister jacket in front of the restaurant. I'm
She
like, that
won
is
that it
Sadelle's
was that
finest
that
fashion.
camouflage coat, right?
That's right. I
Yes,
said when I
yes,
see her
yes.
wear that on Instagram, I said, no, that's Sadelle's finest fashion. Okay. So big ups to you. And I think you took her something for me, not just once, but twice. And you didn't have to do that. And I thank her. I really appreciate her. She's a sweet soul too. Now she's a sweet soul. And I thank for her for wearing it. You can leave your stuff in the comments if you like. You can start putting your links in the comments, or after we're done, you can leave your links in the comments. Now you have a team that works with you. Tell us a little bit about your team.
Okay. So yeah, I said I was gonna promise my business partner, Jay
Big
Finesse.
ups to
She's out of Raleigh.
Jay.
She's
That's my girl
originally
there.
from New York. Yes, do you know Jay?
Yes.
Jay Finesse, that's my girl. So we are we have cachet makeup artistry. For a long time, I was practicing under About Face Makeup Artistry, and I'm still About Face Makeup Artistry because that is my business. But I brought Jay on. She was someone that took a lesson from me to learn some pointers, and I just loved her spirit, and I ended up bringing her on to my weddings,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because you have 9 bridesmaids and the bride, and they got to be ready by 2 o'clock, and I couldn't do them by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I brought her on with me, and she had been doing this with me for almost 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so she brought an idea to me. She was like, why don't we come up with our own business as a destination wedding team, and just as a wedding team period? I'm like, you know, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So we came up with Cachet Makeup Artistry,
Mm-hmm.
and we are the only makeup artist team in the Carolinas, probably further than that. And the benefit of that is that when you're getting married, and anybody that's listening that knows someone that's getting married, we are the only makeup artist team that you don't have to a la carte your makeup artist.
Mm.
And the downside of that is that different makeup artists have different styles. You want to make sure that the makeup is consistent. So I've hired a team, her and another makeup artist named Jay Camp. Jay Camp is, I think she was here way before I was. I liked her work. She was consistent. We do makeup artistry in similar
Mm-hmm.
fashions. You know, when you have to pick this artist and you got to pick that artist, and you got to, you know, pay different prices. We come as a team, we come as one price, and we do makeup artistry consistent to your specifications. And so that's what I have now. And we're flying out to Boston. We got Atlanta. We got different destination weddings. We haven't gotten to the islands yet, but I know it's coming. That's what we have implemented, and it's just been great. It's just been great. And so we're very much prospering in that field. And so I'm so proud of that. We did our first bridal show a couple weeks ago at the Bojangles Coliseum, and we had a line around the corner.
Ain't
We
that a
basically
blessing?
did, yeah, we did a Caucasian woman, we did Hispanic, we did dark skinned women, and that was just basically because when people walk by, they want to know,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you can do a dark skinned woman, or you can do a black woman, but can you do a Caucasian woman? Can you do a Hispanic woman? Can you do Asian? And they were all lined around the corner because we had models that we hired that we did makeup demonstrations on, and they were able to walk by and see that we were very diverse in
Mm-hmm.
our makeup artistry, and it's been taken off. So I'm
It's
very
gonna
proud of
continue.
that.
It's gonna go just
Mhm.
like this. It's gonna to the moon,
Yes.
Alice. I'm just so happy for you. See, like when you come down my timeline, I share. Okay, now what I want you guys to do. It looks like we got some people on here. She says she need more followers on her YouTube. She's gonna put her links in there. I need everybody for the likes that's hearing this right now to hit the like, share, and comment button. But also go and follow her on YouTube. Let's allow her to meet her goals so she can monetize, and that she can just show everybody, you know, to the world, not just Facebook, Instagram, but also YouTube, of your talent and everything. We wind down about 9 o'clock. So tell everybody where they can find you at. But first of all, let me give a big ups to the best friend, okay? Because the best friend is doing her biggest. And then I'm gonna inbox her because I want her to come up here too, Chronicle Speaks, because let me tell you something. She is a beast at what she does. Okay. And if and
Beast.
a
That is my
beast, a
bestie.
beast.
I won't even go in on what my girl Ashley from Chronicle Speaks on Instagram, not Instagram, on YouTube is doing. She is just, man, the way I met Ashley is I did her makeup and she wanted me to do her makeup for something that she had going on. And then when Cortland passed away, she sent me a huge contribution and didn't know me from Adam. And ever since then, we connected and we have been besties ever since. And you know, I've been friends with people for 20, 30 years, and this girl has done more for me financially, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually than anybody. And that is my girl. So yeah, Chronicle Speaks is on not Facebook, she's on YouTube. But if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, I am about face makeup _1. And if you want to do YouTube, just do about face makeup artistry. You'll see me with the short hair, whatever, you know, I'm trying to look jazzy or whatever. Y'all will be able to find me. I will provide the link, but about face makeup artistry on YouTube, about face makeup _1 on Instagram. And I'm gonna shout out my girl, Chronicle Speaks, for her YouTube. She got tea, she has receipts, and that's my dog.
Yes. Okay, so you could put the comment, you could, when we come off, you could leave all your links here in the comment section so everybody can find you. Shout out to Chronicle Speaks. And I love your friends, okay? And I have been around your friends. I've been in your house for around your friends. And I just want you to shout out the one that does your hair, because she does an amazing job on your hair. So while we give a shout out.
Yeah. Okay, so Laid by Lynn. I think it's Laid by Lynn. But that's my girl. We've been friends ever since I've been like 19 or 20. She was there when I was pregnant with my deceased son. She has always been my St. Louis partner, always been just the best of everything. But what I want to do is I want to shout you out. I don't know how I can turn this camera around.
Oh, it's right there on the
what you've done.
Okay.
So if anybody that don't know, Sadell came to my housewarming party when I first built my house. And she gave me the most beautiful gift. Now, I haven't decorated very much since I got into the house because it's a huge house and it's very expensive to decorate. But how can I turn this around to where they can see?
Hit the camera button on the side where it says feature or something at the top.
It says what?
It
okay.
Says, yeah.
This right here is
bring it down. Just bring the camera down a little bit.
Urn.
Back up a little bit.
I was on the beach. We had his 21st birthday. What would have been his 21st birthday. And I took a video and a picture of me out there with my son. And Sadell had this blowed up. It's huge. And she like, have you hung it up yet? Have you hung it up? I haven't hung it up yet. This is the most beautiful gift that I have. And my son, he wants it in his house. He's like, I gotta have this. This is my mom and this is my baby brother. But I haven't given it to him yet because I haven't been able to part with it. But thank you so much, because that was the most beautiful gift and the most beautiful thought that anybody has ever done for me. And I cherish it for life. Sadell, you are just beautiful. And I love you for that.
I love you.
I love you for that.
We can make him one. He could go get his own frame because it wasn't a cheap gift. And I'll tell him where to get it from, but I'll definitely send him the send him where you could call me offline and you can get him one made and he could get it framed. And I just thought, like, what could I make for her that she would cherish? And I literally removed the background, took you off the sand and put you in some water. And it's just, I wanted it to be something that you could just cherish for the rest of. And I looked for pictures and pictures, and that was the one that God led me to and showed me how to do it for you. So I'm so happy that you love it. He cannot have that one, but we will make him another one. So we are about,
it's fine, but I love you for that. Thank you so much.
And I love you more. And from the bottom of my heart, I truly do. Thank you for being my special guest on here. You guys, if anybody is having a special occasion, from a wedding to a birthday to a whatever day, for just your pictures, your photo shoot or whatever, she's going to put all her links. She's a traveling makeup artist, so she'll come to you for a traveling fee, and then she can go ahead and get your face beat for about face makeup. And I love you. We have to jump off because I go till 9, but I'm so thankful and grateful for you to be up here. Take your time to share your story with me, being intimate and vulnerable, and it says a lot about you. And everybody, you guys hit the follow button, share this post so that everybody can hear her amazing story. The reason why I started doing this, let's talk about it, for entrepreneurs, is because everybody comes from the mud. You don't know what they go through. I might even cry. You don't even know what they're going through in their life, to where you just see the fame part of it, but you don't see the back part of it. And this is why God led me to do this, to help people, to tell their stories, to inspire somebody to never give up, to keep pushing. It's not easy being a business owner. I don't care what it is. And I sell clothes, well, I have an online store, but keep going, guys. Next Tuesday, I will have Miss Brenda on here with Get That Deed. You guys get your pens and your papers ready so you can you could be a first-time home owner, because she's going to walk you through the steps on how to buy your first home. And like Crystal said, don't you worry about the credit, because the credit ain't with God. He has the final say so. And if you guys could see her beautiful home, then you'll understand what I'm talking about, okay? The people might have thought that they was going to tell her no, but God gave her a yes, okay? So you guys, that's right. Y'all meet me each and every Tuesday. Set your notifications. I am Arthur Sidell B, and this is Let's Talk About It. On April the 8th, I will have a kidpreneur. She's my only one that I will have on a Saturday, so you guys don't miss this. She wrote her first children's book. She's in the likes of Target, Walmart, everything you can name. She's a little young 10-year-old Black girl who's doing big things, and she's a famous author, like book writer, and I'm so happy to have her on as well. I love you from the bottom of my heart, Crystal. Thank you for joining me.
You too, Sidell. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you for everybody for tuning in.
Okay, and put all your links when we jump off, okay? And we are out of here. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.